Hey, Diane DeWald with creativecatcrafts.com, and I am really working to get my Christmas cards done for this year. This, I think, is a really beautiful card. I think you can see the sparkle going on there. I'm trying not to grab my lights overhead, but you see all that sparkle, and I'm going to show you how I did that. I did not create it. It's a company called their website is stamponit.net, and let me pull this out because it's in a pack. So I was at a stamping show, stamp and scrapbook show here in the Fort Wayne, Indiana area, and this company had a booth, and it's paper crafting with Stamp on It. This is a combo pack. This was you get 6 of the same design on an acetate sheet, and then it's got this glitter film that you put over it. So I've already used this one, and this is the design I have. There's a dull side and a shiny side. So the shiny side is your card front, but it's got the acetate sheet, and then it's got the glitter film that we're going to put on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and get these all cut out. So where's my paper trimmer? I organized my studio. Everything is not where it normally is. So this particular design has some lines, and I'm just going to cut these into the 6 squares. I find it's easier to do the individual squares with this glitter film because this is very, very sticky on one side. And if you don't do it just right, you get bubbles all over the place. So I'm just going to cut these apart and put one together, put the glitter on one of them, and then get it cut down. And in fact, I'm just going to, these things are really slick. Move that over there. Let me get one of these. Okay. They've got a how-to video for this type of thing. This stuff, I just cut my nails, so I can't pick this stuff up. Let me pull you out just a little bit, and I'm not organized today. Sorry. So this is a 3, not quite, it's a little over 3 and it's 3.5, well, it's 3.5 on one side, so we're just going to cut this down a little bit more. We're going to make it an even 3.5 for right now, and because it's going to get cut down even more, so I'm going to cut a 3.5 for this, and a 3.5 on this. Okay, the rest of those I will do another time, namely after the video. So since this is super sticky, I'm going to get my silicone mat out, and there's a shiny and a dull. So I want the shiny side down, and all I'm going to do is peel up one corner, and this is translucent. And I'm going to start over here. Oh, I can't see that. So we're going to wing this, and hopefully this works. So I'm going to anchor this at this corner and get that there, just like that. And I'm going to burnish that down with my finger. And I have a ruler that's got a beveled edge. This is from, what is this? creativeimpressions.com. I'm pretty sure I got this from Amazon. But I'm basically going to pull the stickiness. And once this goes down, it goes down. So I'm just going to gently peel and use the ruler to press it onto the acetate sheet because I don't want any bubbles. You get bubbles and you got problems. Just like that. I think I have one little bubble in there. Nope, I don't. So that's from the front side. And you see how that's nice and shiny? That is going to be our panel for here. And I don't have to cut that down anymore. So a perfect 3.5 by 3.5 is what we want our little focal point to be. Now, here's the other thing I did. So you could have bought, or I could have bought, these card fronts or a card front that had a cutout square. And I thought at the time, no, I can do that. Oh my gosh, trying to line up a square to have even sides was nearly impossible. I can't do it. There are people out there that can visually do it. So as you've seen in some of my videos, I love producing tools that help me. So let me see if I can bring this. Oh, nope, I just pulled you out. I need you closer so you can see this. So I am using from Gina K Master Layout 1, the large rectangle one, which is the smaller of her two rectangles. Let me grab Master Layout 1. So these two rectangles, I am using the smaller of the two. And this sheet, and I'll have a link to this sheet down below. Now I just have to figure out which one's the smaller of the two. There, that one's the smaller of the two. So when you lay this on the sheet, you should see the outline of this larger rectangle. And I think you can see that from the camera. And then from Gina K, also, where did it go? I constantly am moving stuff around. So the stitched squares, the largest of the double stitched is going to fit right in here. So let me cut this down. And you don't want to see the paper trimmer that huge. So in the center of this, I have dotted lines, and that's what you want to line up with your paper trimmer. Or you can just come out here and do 4 1/4 the lengthwise and 5 1/2 this way. And then you have your perfect A2 size for the card. So let's go ahead, and I have this handy dandy 3-inch painter's tape. And I want some low tack tape to help me out here. So, and if I get my head in the way, I apologize. So you can see what I'm doing. So this rectangle, I want to center the larger outline right on this. Just like this. So I got that one down, and then this one. And I'm going to do the same thing with this, which is the largest of the doubles stitched rectangles. center it on that, on the inner circle, inner square. So, and then I take just a big piece of this, oops, did not have that right. So there. Didn't want to tear for me. You ever have days like that? Your craft supplies just don't want to cooperate with you. And I'm just doing, doesn't matter because we're going to pull it up here in just a minute and trim off the excess. I use this blue painter's tape and this method for a lot of things. And I just want to burnish it down to there. And I printed this on just regular printer paper. I think mine's 24. And I'm just going to get my box cutter. And on this particular ruler, I have a metal edge. So that way I'm not shaving plastic. And it helps me keep this straight. And the beauty of this, oops, was not straight, there, is I can use this and cut out lots and lots of die cuts. Sorry, I can't speak and do things at the same time, apparently. It's like walking and chewing bubble gum. I just can't do it. So, got this. Let me grab some card. And I'm grabbing some cardstock, or grabbed a piece of cardstock. This is just 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. And that's what I'm going to use for the front of the card that we're going to make. And I'm grabbing my stamping platform, and all I'm doing there is taking this, laying it on here, making sure that my template and my A2 panel measure up. And I'm going to take it across the room to my die cutting machine because it's across the room. I'm going to pause you. I'll be right back. And here we are. And this is the beauty of this. I'm going to put that somewhere so it doesn't give you a glare. So I'm just going to flip this over, and it is literally peel time. There you go. This I'm just going to put aside, and I'll use this for another project someday, and just continue to make multiples of this. And while you were paused, where did they go? I created a ton of different panels, and it's just using it over and over and over and over again. So I just wanted, like I said, lots of different colors. I've got, I think you can see the shine on that, and the black also has shine. That's the Star Dream Metallic. And then I did some red velvet, and I've used up most of the white because while you were paused, I also put together 5 of the 6 panels, and we are going to go ahead and put our one card together. But this is how easy this is. So I love this painter's tape because it literally allows you have to be gentle, but I need this particular master layout 1 rectangle because I want to cut another panel to sit behind this, because that glitter film is translucent and I want a white background so all that sparkle and shine comes through. So I'm going to release the master layout 1, and then so I don't accidentally throw this away, I am also going to pull this out. And it is literally that easy. And I make a ton of these types of templates. If there is a template that you want to see besides this particular one, drop me a comment below and I'll see what I can do about getting that together and putting it out on my website. So let me go cut a white background. I'm going to cut from master layout 2, the other rectangle for the matting, and I will be right back. Okay, I have all of the master layout panels I need. I have the insides, I have the inside mats, and I have the backer for this and the mat for the front. So let me get these put away so that I don't lose those. And this is the easy part of this. So I'm just using Gina K's dot tape runner. And I need to make sure I get the right side, which is the back side of this. And I am just doing this on a silicone mat. And I'm running the tape runner just along that. Make sure it's recording. And my kitty Sheena, she's bored, so she's talking. And I'm just gonna see if it's easier when you don't have such a dark background. It is straight, and I'm just gonna burnish this down on the sides. And I'm using just regular glue. You can use the Connect glue. I have used a Tombow for years. There's the Barely Arts glitter glue. Whatever you want to use, you could use a tape runner on this. I personally, because I want these to line up perfectly, I am using liquid glue, so I can slide it around and just make sure it perfectly lines up. Liquid glue just gives you those few seconds of wiggle to where you can slide your panel. And we're going to get this there. And I like to use my big block and just let it sit there for a moment. And we are running to the next step. Okay, let me move you back out. And we're done with that part. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stamp on the front. I made the mistake, not necessarily a mistake, but I stamped these after I had assembled the card. It is so much easier when you do it before you put this front panel on. I am just all out of sorts today. But what I was saying is it's easier before you put this on the front of your card. And we're just going to put this right here. And for the sayings, the greeting, I am using wishing you a Merry Christmas. And I'm going to see if I can get this to line up. I had problems the first time. And if my head gets in the way, I'm sorry. Yep. Okay. This little guy, a Merry Christmas, is a little harder. And I always like to put a towel over here. Oops. Got to do that again. Sorry. I normally have this not scripted, but I have a notepad next to me that says, do this, do this, do that. And I don't have that today. So, oops, that's upside down. And line this up. My head's in the way, I'm sorry. Oh, hey. That might work. Nope, that's crooked. There. Let's see what we get. Oh, I think that's going to work. So, my last video, I had a leftover piece of acetate. And I'm just going to slide this here into the corner, anchor it down, and we're going to use Memento Tuxedo Black ink. We're going to see if we get it all straight. That's a little crooked. The Mary kind of goes up just slightly. So let's see if we can fix that. And yes, I got my big fat head in the way. Oh, much better. But that wishing you, nope, that looks good. That looks good. I'm running with it. I'm just gonna peel that off, put this away, and let's see what we get. I'm gonna do this a second time. I'm just letting it kind of kiss. My top, this door is kind of warped. It's a little warped. Oh, that's good. So I'm gonna pause you and I'm gonna finish all the rest of them. Okay, so I've got all those panels done. Before I put this on the front, I'm going to go ahead and do the insides. And this is, again, Master Layouts 1, the smaller of the two. I think it's Rectangle 1. The Rectangle 2 is the matte. And then the Seasonal Patterns and Phrases. This is what I'm putting in most of my Christmas cards as the sentiment. It says, wishing you and yours a happy holiday season and all the best for the new year. So let me do this one up. And again, I will pause you while I do the other 5. That way you don't have to sit here and watch me do all of them. And there we are. So I will be back shortly. Okay, I've got all the panels done. I've got 5 of them together, and we're just gonna glue this last one on and then do something really fun on the inside before we put them together. So again, I should wait to trim my nails until after I'm done. So I'm going to use this Joy to the World and this little poinsettia, and this holly leaf right here. And the ink colors I'm using is Cherry Red and Christmas Pine. So 2 little blocks. Yes, we're going to use blocks. I hopefully will get good impressions. It's holly leaf. So let's do the holly leaf first. And I'm going to do 1 going that direction and 1 that direction. I like that. That is very pretty. And when I get the stamp down on the cardstock, I'm just letting it sit for a minute so that dye ink has a chance to soak into the cardstock. And it's just straight down, hold it steady, and then lift up. I think that's really pretty. I used to do all of my stamping without a platform. I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I had the Stamparatus. User error. I could never get that thing to work for me. Like I said, user error. And then the cherry red, we're just going to do a little poinsettia down here. Trying not to rock the stamp. That's when you start getting shadow or don't get a fully impressioned image. And don't do that because then you get blurry. I love it. And yes, the red inks, the purples, they really stain photopolymer. So I'm going to clean this up. I'll be right back. Okay, you know me if you've been around a while. I love my 110-pound A2 size card bases that I pick up from Cut Cardstock. They cut them by 5.5 by 8.5, and then they score it at 4.25 for me. I think you can, there you go. And it's just a matter of folding it over. I love the white card bases. I am more of a clean and simple card maker. And just using my glue so that way I have a few seconds to straighten the panel on the front of the card. Just like that. Oops, got some dust down there from my die cutting. And this goes on the inside, and I think that is a super beautiful, easy card. And as you can see, I put the rest of them together. And something I didn't realize, all these cardinal pairs are completely different pictures, whereas this one, it was all the same picture. And I think I am going to leave gemstones off on this because I think that just adds enough sparkle on its own. Thanks for joining me. I'll have everything listed down below, including a link for stamponit.net. They have an online store, so if you're interested in picking some of these up, I actually have 2 more that I picked up. So I will have to do a circle template, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these flowers. It'll probably be a square, but just something easy, fast, and pretty simple. So thanks again for joining me. As I said before, I'll quit rambling on and on. If you would do 2 things for me, if you would hit that like button down below, and if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, if you hit that subscribe and then click the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you are notified. And thanks again for joining me. And until next time, happy stamping.